Hit it, Greg.
What is up, everybody? We are back with Bailey Brown, the president of the ISC, the Independent Supporters Council. How's it going, Bailey?
It's going really good now. Yay!
That's what I want to hear. Hey, we don't want to drag into it, Bailey. You know, we have you on the show. I want you to break some news for us. You just were on a call with Major League Soccer, so just let us know what the conversation was, what you could share with our fans. So go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so I guess the big thing to announce, right, is the Iron Front ban has been lifted for the remainder of the 2019 season, which is super exciting. And then also, we will be starting processes moving into the off season, where supporters and human rights advocates will be working with the league and the club to be reevaluating the code of conduct and the fan education courses. And hopefully those are ready by the 2020 season. So it's exciting news. Yes.
Got you. So that kind of this meeting kind of sounds like it's giving the ISC a seat at the table to actually kind of shape the future of MLS. Since they're using the fans to sell the product, you guys can actually, influence what's going on. That's kind of cool. That's a good win.
Yeah, and it's huge. We have always wanted a seat at the table, and I would like to say that it wasn't as easy as, I think a lot of times people probably don't assume that it's easy to get a seat at the table with the league that you are advocating for supporters in. But, a lot of work went in on it on both sides. And I think it's not just a testament to the supporters and the hard work from all of the groups, but I think it's also a testament to the league that they were willing to open up and actually listen to the supporters, and then also continue to want to bring this to the table moving forward.
So Bailey, for those of us that are pretty new to hearing about the ISC, can you give us a little background information, kind of like the Cliff Notes version of what ISC is and how you got to this situation that you're involved in with MLS right now?
Yeah, the TLDR, right? So we were established in 2009 to advocate for home and away supporters. And throughout the years, we have grown. So we are now an organization that has over 65 members. And we represent supporter groups in Major League Soccer, NWSL, USL, UPSL, NPSL, and the Canadian Premier League. So we have pretty much all of them covered. There are some newer ones or some smaller ones that I don't think we have members for yet. But essentially what we do is we are an organization that advocates and educates and provides support for supporters in all of these leagues in the United States and Canada. So kind of moving up to where we are now, what happened was we were getting notifications through our supporter groups, through our members, that there were going to be some restrictions via code of conduct that was going to start coming down this year. And those heads up came, and so we just kind of waited to kind of see what was going on. And then the code of conduct dropped. All of the supporter groups had to have meetings with their front offices to go over those. And that's kind of where that official fight for Iron Front started. Specifically in Portland, with them wanting to make sure that they were able to have that in their stadium, since that they had had that for multiple seasons. So, we kind of watched what was going on, wanted to make sure that we were supporting them and the cause that they were fighting for and the grassroots movement that they were leading. And in the process, you saw, I guess it's going around now who was all at the table. There was ISC members and non-ISC members. But yeah, so now we will be moving forward in an official capacity with Major League Soccer to be looking at that code of conduct.
So I guess, what exactly was the feedback from MLS as far as because I'm pretty sure they never really saw this protest movement really getting this far to where they had to speak with you. Did they just kind of reach the point where it's okay, we had to kind of stop the bleeding? What was the feedback they kind of gave y'all?
The feeling that I got from all of the meetings and all of my talks is that they wanted to understand. There did seem to be the recognition that they needed to hear us out, and they needed to hear our point of view and where things were coming from, and that there was a way to make it work for both sides. And I genuinely felt that way even coming up to the meeting, because I always tell people, if you're in a situation where somebody just really doesn't want to hear you out, you're not going to even get a meeting. So the fact that we even got the meeting in the first place showed that there was some type of initiative on their side to understand in some capacity. But yeah, my general feeling and feedback from them the entire time, and just in the process of how everything went, was that they want to make sure that they get it right. And I do appreciate that on their end, because we are such a young league. And I know I'm other places I've said it, but we're being distinctly North American in what we do, not just in support, but in our sport in general. And I think that this is going to be huge in making sure that we do solidify our unique identity. And I think they understand that as well. And they want that. So
Speaking of identities, with the ISC, would you say, like, what's the process to become part of it? And do you actively seek out supporter groups and everything, or what? How does that look? How does this come about?
yeah, so to apply for the Independent Supporters Council, you need to be an independent supporter group. So essentially what that means is that you do not have monetary business ties to your front office, in a sense, so that you're independent of your front office of your club. And the process really is kind of easy. We do actively go out and go for supporter groups, especially in NWSL and the lower division men's leagues. But to apply, you just go to www.officialisc.com, and our application is on there. It's like a 3-week process where all of our members have open discussion. If we have questions about the supporter group, we go straight to them, just kind of ask them like, hey, what are you about? And then from there, they either get approved or denied. And if they're denied, we let them know why. That doesn't mean they can never join ever again, but we kind of give them some like, hey, this is where our concerns were, apply if things change, or, X, Y, Z. So
What are
the
those things that would
process
get denied?
Yeah, like say, I was like a supporter of, let's just say like a club in New York, right? And, there's a new club in New York, and, we kind of have ties to like Nazis, but we do a lot of good community. Like, will we get denied, or?
I wouldn't
It's on the record for this.
yeah, things that we have denied groups for are their front office approving their bylaws, or full financial backing from the front office, that kind of stuff, if that makes sense.
So the
Or
conflict.
if they really just are like, I hate, like, if they don't fit our charter, which, if they have anything, I haven't come across this, but if somebody were to apply and they were racist or fascist or homophobic, that would be an automatic denial as well.
Got you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you. Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah, because there's definitely been a lot of, I guess the best word to say, a lot of angst across many different supporter groups as far as like how to really approach the whole Iron Front protest, and it's been kind of weird because given what the league itself has been about as far as being about diversity and being about anti-hate, to kind of take the stand that they have, it's been kind of weird. So I'm at least glad that the ISC is taking a stand along with the Players Association with supporting their protests.
And I think something to note, something that was very important to the groups that were at the table at this meeting, is that in the statement, it wasn't just that MLS was against racism or against fascism or against homophobia, they are actively against white supremacy and white nationalism, and that actually is in the statement. And that's really big to us that they did put that in the statement and are going forward with that. And I think overall, and this is just kind of based on my travels and talkings, MLS in United States, Canadian soccer culture in general, we were pretty progressive compared to many other places in the world. And I think that we really need to continue to work to keep it that way, to be an example, even though we're the young ones.
Yeah. In other words, we're not Italy.
Yeah.
You said it, not me.
So I got questions. So there's a For the Culture supporters group. They want to apply for the ISC. We want to know if we're going to get approved. We truly about that culture. Are y'all going to support the culture?
I mean, well, so if you're a support, so like for Atlanta or for, you got to support a team. You have to like support a team.
You're supposed to say you support the culture. That's
There
all
you go.
I support the culture. You can be all technical over here. I'm like, let me look at the check boxes.
It's like, what do you guys support?
Like, who's the team?
Also, but you know, we mentioned the other day, of course, with this moving forward, you know, we definitely want to see more diversity, you know, within the ISC, and like what are you guys doing as far as, you know, taking steps to, you know, bring in more diversity, so that way, you know, when MLS decides to, you know, get technical again, you know, you have more voices at the table.
Yeah, so I think one of those things that we're absolutely going to have to do is we are going to have to, first off, educate ourselves as supporters. And ISC is kind of we're looking at some different verbs to kind of change up our charter and look at, expand what we do, because we do so much more than just advocate. And I think educate, and it like is such a big part of that. And I think education is going to be huge in showing people how to reach other demographics that may not already be involved. And so we're going to have to actively go out and, you know, recruit in a sense. But I also think that as the Independent Supporters Council, we can provide education resources once we have the right people to help us with those, not just for ourselves, but for others out there. And whatever it may be. I know, you know, I talked to Greg about one of my dreams of this upcoming conference, which is having a panel, and not just having our members at the panel, but inviting that panel to be open to others who would like to participate and whatnot. And I think that's going to be a huge step into really solidifying what it means to be diverse. So.
Cool. Well, we're definitely looking forward to that. You know, definitely excited to at least hear the good news as far as what's going to happen for this upcoming for the rest of this season and then going forward. And of course, we want to make sure that everybody knows how to reach you guys. Where can they find the ISC on the socials?
Yeah, so Instagram and Twitter is at ISC Supporters. Website is www.officialisc.com. And then we're just Independent Supporters Council on Facebook. So.
Cool. Well, thank you, Bailey. Congratulations on the good news tonight. Like I say, keep up the good work. We'll definitely be in touch and you know, keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for having me on to talk and share the good news.
Hey, and remember, support the culture.
Support the culture. Hey, I love the culture. Okay, I took y'all all the way over to Lisbon, Portugal this summer. So
There we go.
always support the culture.
Love it.
Cool. You take care, Bailey. So we'll be in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Thank you.